Well, it is 100 degrees. That sounds about right. And I washed my car about 3 hours ago. And wouldn't you know it, it is cloudy. It's cloudy, and I bet it's going to rain. The forecast says no rain, but because I washed my car, I bet it's going to rain. Just my luck. Ugh. Anyway, I hope everybody's enjoying their Monday today. It's been all right for me so far, for the exception of I've been dealing with the bank that financed us this car. I've been dealing with them for like 2 weeks, trying to link my personal checking account with my bank to theirs, because that's the only way that I can make a payment. And well, no, it's not the only way, but that's one of the ways. And it just won't work. It says that I don't have the eligible credentials in order to do it. And I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? So I went to my bank. I'm gonna move you all up. I went to my bank and I told them what was going on, and I said, can you all help me? Well, once again, just like when I called on Friday, nobody understands what I'm trying to do. How hard is it to understand? I'm going to explain to you all how I explained over the phone to my bank and in person today. I said, I recently financed a vehicle through this bank out of New York. I'm trying to set up my account with them online so that when my payment is due in August, I can give the payment online. Now, that bank is a credit union. They said that in order for me to do that, I need to link my personal account with my personal bank to their bank. However, my bank, this bank, my personal bank, is not allowing me to do that. They did a ticket at the other bank, at the Federal Credit Union, and they said the issue is not with them. I have to go to my personal bank and get it done. I said, okay, right? They said nothing. They were on the other line and in person. They just looked at me they were like, so you're trying to link that bank with us? No. What did I just say? I said, I'm trying to link my checking to their bank so that I can make my car payments. Oh, okay. And then I showed them how I attempted and what comes out. It says that my credentials are not verifiable, And they're like, well, yeah, do you know your credentials? I mean, are you entering them correctly? No, I wouldn't have thought of that. I purposely put the wrong information because I like suffering. I just like to suffer. So no. I'm saying this to myself, mind you. And I'm like, yes, I know my credentials to sign into my my bank, my personal bank. I said yes. And then I proceeded to tell them that at home, when I try to sign into my personal bank account here with this bank, with you all, my bank here in my state, it goes through. But with the other bank, after I put add bank, link bank, what is your bank's name? And I put in da 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 da. And then it comes out username and password. I will put in the same username and password that I use to log into my personal account, and it tells me that my information is not verifiable. That is why I am here now in person, because on the phone, the representative that I spoke with from this bank, my personal bank here in my state, in my city, could not understand. So I finally told her, you know what? I will go in person into the branch, the main branch, and I will let them know. Maybe they can help me. Thank you for your help. Well, it's very case sensitive, ma'am, when you're trying to log in. Are you sure you're using the capital where you're supposed to, or lowercase where you're supposed to? Maybe you forgot your username or password. Didn't I just say that I could log into it at home? And I'm like, yes, I'm sure. I'm sure that I'm putting the correct information, because I just told you that I was able to get into it at home. And once again, I can't get it. It's trying to reach for something. Anyhow, once again, I'm explaining to them. And the guy, I could see he's starting to get frustrated with me, because he's like, I don't understand what you're trying to do. And I keep telling him I keep saying the same thing over and over again, hoping that he would get it eventually, right? So then, this is where I fucked up. Oh, sorry for the bad word. But this is where I messed up. He tells me, why don't you try to log into that other bank that you have? And then we'll take it from there. And I said, okay. I said, here's the thing. I don't have the app. I didn't download the app. And he's like, you don't need to. Just go into their website. So we went into my phone. We looked at the bank. We went into the website. And I'm like, oh my God. I did not bring my username and password. I meant to, and I didn't. I said, and that is my fault. I don't remember. And then he's like, well, just try to go ahead and enter what you can and see how it goes. So I was like, okay. So I tried to enter what I could remember, but my mind has blockage. And I'm like, I can't. So we're back to square one. So I'm not sure what you're trying to do then. What exactly are you trying to do? At that point, I just wanted to scream and leave, you know? But I was just looking at him, and he's like, okay, how about this? How about if I call that bank of yours, the other one that financed your car, and see what they tell me? And I said, go for it. He calls, they tell him the same thing I just told him. And then they're like, well, we can do a ticket. And I said, I already did a ticket. They said that I had to come to my bank. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm back. You know, that's why I'm here. My God. And finally, I talked to the representative again. And he's like, well, here's the only thing we can do is the representative at your bank said that you don't have your username and password. So why don't you go ahead and return back? This pigeon is looking at me like, what is wrong with that lady? Look, you all. Look at that. why is that lady screaming in her car? What's wrong with her? And so is the other one over here. There he is. Yeah, this lady's weird. Okay, so he's telling me to go back to the bank. The credit union that financed my vehicle is telling me to go back to my personal bank with my credentials to sign in so that they can do it for me. And at that point, I'm like, I have my own credentials that I can sign in into my bank. The thing is that your website is not accepting my credentials. So I'm just like, okay, okay. Well, I'm kind of busy right now, but I will try again tomorrow. Bye. Because I'm like, that's it. That's enough. I don't know. Have you all ever had this problem? Because I never have. In all of my life, as old as I am, and I have done this. Mind you, I set up my husband's truck payments with his personal account. We bank at the same bank. To his credit union, he has a different credit union that he financed his truck with. I was able to set up his account and link his account in a matter of 5 minutes. I get to my bank and this credit union for this car, and I've been dealing with it for 2 weeks. Make that make sense. And both banks are looking at me like I'm the one that's crazy. Like I'm nuts. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know my own credentials. Get it together, lady. You know, like, I don't know. And mind you, this bank that financed my car, I said it since day one. It's shady. First of all, the finance girl at the dealership, she's like, oh good, he got that bank. They're local. They have a branch in San Antonio. Yada, yada, yada. And I was like all happy. And I'm like, oh good. You know, it's somebody nearby, right? Apparently the finance girl doesn't know her states because this bank is not in San Antonio. The only place that this bank has any branch, it's in New York City. Art, maybe you could tell me. It's called Four Leaf Bank. Oh no, I'm sorry, Four Leaf Federal Credit Union. Art, maybe you can tell me if you've heard of this bank, because I think it's shady. They have many branches, however, the ones that I've looked up, they look like they're on the wrong side of town or something. And I'm wondering, is this bank being run by the mafia over there? I don't know, like, what? Did they give me their own personal loan here? I mean, I got a good interest rate, you know, compared to before, because my credit's not that great. So I got a 9-point-something interest rate. I know some of you are like, that's high. No, not for me. Not for me. That other car that I had, it was at 10. Before I refinanced it, it was at 17. Oh, here comes my son. So, Art, let me know, please. Love you all. Bye.